So we're back on this house extension with the kitchen, dining area from the last videos. As you can see, the underfloor heating is in, ready for the screeders to crack on and get the floor in. So I'm just setting the pipework up for the underfloor heating manifold. That is going to be set about here. They're going to be dabbing off the wall. As you can see, the electrician boxes are 25mm or so off the wall. So they're going to dab off here with plasterboard. Then we can fit the underfloor heating manifold, which is in that box over there. But I'm just bringing through the 2 copper flowing returns that go straight back to the boiler. I think I said in the last video I had to do it in plastic just because the way the joists and everything ran, couldn't get copper in. So we'll stab out in copper with flows, returns, manifold will sit here and we'll pipe up into that, and then we can connect the rest of the loops for the underfloor heating system. And also what we're doing is, again, I said in the other video we had to run it in plastic through these joists because you physically couldn't get copper in. But we're going to come down here, we've got a radiator going here, so I'm going to stab up there with copper, and we've got the kitchen which is going here. We're having sink here, then I think dishwasher, etc, etc under there. But what we're going to do with this is come from this plastic up here, drop down the wall in copper, and then return back along this wall here and poke out into the position exactly where they're going to go. Getting nailed on flush to the wall with Talon clips. Again, we're going to be boarding off here so we can get the pipework behind the wall, nail on clips to push it right back to the wall. And we have got some hair fart lagging to go on it, so it's going to be protected from the wall, etc, etc, all that sort of stuff. So that's what we're going to be concentrating on today. I've got to get one more pipe run in there. As you can see, we've only got the 3 in, got the 2 heating pipes and the hot. We've just got to get the cold put all the way across there, because then once it's over here, this is a utility area, so we've got to put pipework in. I think I'm going to bring it down in this stud work. So for now, let's finish getting this in, get the other pipework in, and we can start bringing some pipes down in this stud work here. So as I said, we're just getting the pipework in for the underfloor heating manifold. We've got the return in. Now it's sitting quite far off the wall because, as I said, they're going to be plasterboarding to about here. Then when the manifold sits on, it sits on like a bit of a jig, so it stands off the wall somewhat, which is perfect because these are going to just drop into the bottom of the blending valve where the pump goes. Then what I'm going to do, because this is a pantry and they're going to have this boxed in, what we can then do with the underfloor heating pipes, we can just loop it back, is we're going to just come in front of that pipe or then pair of pipes and just go bend back into the bottom of the manifold. As I say, they're going to be boxing it in because it's going to be a pantry anyway, or at least it'll be underneath and accessible if they're running showers and whatnot. So just about to solder the other bit of copper up, we can run that in and then connect back on to that 22mm coming down. Get some tape over the ends of it. Always tape up, especially on sites, always tape up open ends. So it just stops any sort of crap or whatever, be it dust or when the plasterers are coming to do the plastering, you're not going to run the risk of getting anything inside the pipe. So, right, let's get this soldered up and get it in place. So there we go, all soldered up. Get it marked up, underfloor heating flow. We'll pop that into there. Like so. So that's in position there. We can then come off with an elbow straight up into that other bit of pipe there. Get that connected, as I say, tape the ends up. And that's in, ready for that to be skimmed, all the walls to be skimmed out in here. We can begin getting the manifold on. Right, that's another bit of 22mm plastic in. We'll just mark this up exactly where it's got to go. Easier one-handed, as everyone likes to say on me. So we'll mark that up, we'll cut the copper, mark it up for the elbow on the plastic, and get that connected in. So we've got those cut now. I'm going to show this. This is the insert for the plastic. because sometimes people don't see me physically putting the insert into a plastic bit of pipe, they assume I haven't done it. So just to entertain those people, there is the insert going in, and there is the elbow going on, pushed home, and same there. So it's all connected up, taped off at the end, so that will just sit up right there. No doubt when the plasterers come, those pipes will be facing the floor, but you can only do what you can do. That's done, ready for the manifold to go on. So I've now got the cold pipe running through there, so we've got all 4 coming through here now. We've got the 2 heating pipes, as I said, for the rad there. We've got the hot and colds coming down here that I've labelled up. Always label your pipes. I've levelled these pipes through here, as you can see on the wall. This is where I'm going to run them down to this point here, bend again, and run along to this point here. I've just got the kitchen layout on my phone just to work out exactly where we've got to go. So we've got 30mm off here where they're going to be boarding it. Then we've got 1130 to here for the first base unit. Then we've got 600, and then we're working in this 800 gap that is here. So the sink is going to be here, drainer that side. So I'm going to bring my hot and colds out here. We've got the waste in there, so we could put a bung in there, bring the waste out. But for now, we're just going to get these 2 hot and colds poking out here to feed the kitchen sink. But as I said, I'm going to do all this in copper. So we've got the copper here, we've got some hair foul lag in here to sleeve the pipework as it goes up on the wall, just to insulate it away from here, from the coldness of the blocks and just where it's going to be sinking within the plasterboard. I've began now to bring these colds in copper down the wall. I've got the first one in. I just put a length of pipe in, put a kick on the end of it, and connect it up to the feed. Just about to put the second one in. As you can see, I've got some lagging on that. But once I've made the elbows in and brought it around the wall, we can just pull that lagging sheathing over the front of it and attach it into place. So I'm just about to do the second one. The reason why that one's done without me filming it is because if I spin the camera around, you see I've got a Unilite strapped to my head. I've got a new t-shirt on because I've got Jack, Barbara, and where's G? G's outside somewhere filming a little bit of content for the channel sponsor Unilite. So if you need anything, as I always say, use code MJTIFF, get 25% off. Won't it, Jack?
25% off.
25% off, Jack knows. So yeah, that is the reason why I've dressed like this now. And that's already been done because Jack wanted to record me doing that bit. So now I thought I'd better make a bit of content for you. So we're going to run that bit in now, put a bit of lagging onto that. I'll basically just sleeve it from a roll here, push it up, get it sleeved, and then we can attach these to the wall, nail them on, and we can begin running it around the outside. So we're now going to push the lagging onto this one all the way up. So I'm going to put too much on because we can then, when we do these runs around here, pull that back and it will cover the whole lot. So with that on there now, what I'm going to do is just get a couple of clips, clip these tails to the wall, just so that we can work, probably about there, just so I can work off these now and begin routing the pipe work around the wall. So just temporary put this on here. So we've got the 2 clips there just to hold them pipes into position now. I can move them around slightly at the top there, but we want to begin now marking them up for the elbows to come off there. We're going to take the hot along the top, cold along the bottom, and run all the way down. So I've just set up the elbows on here. Because we've got to keep this copper pipe flush to the wall, I've had to just put a little clip in it there just to hold it into position. Little bit of copper there. What I do, I'll just get a little offcut, hammer it down flat, and then you can just push it behind the copper there just to hold it away from the wall while I solder up. Once that's soldered up, we can just take them out, push it back, pull the lagging round, and get it clipped to the wall exactly in the position around there where it needs to go. Sometimes I forget that, Jack, don't you? I know you do. Hey up. Let's not film that bit when it's on fire, shall we? Then just cool it down, wipe off the flux so it doesn't oxidise and go all manky. There we go, now we've got that pipe in, so that's the hot pipe in, running along the top. What I can do now is pull this little clip off, pull the rest of that lagging round, all the way around that pipe, hopefully take it up to the end. Then we can get the nail clips on, and that's that bit in place. Then we can just come out with the stabs there to feed the kitchen sink. So then we can just pull that lagging now, all the way along, like so. As long as it doesn't take it off from above, we'll be alright. Yeah, pull it along and get it right to the end. So I've run that one in, got the hot clipped into position, just running the cold in. I've already done this elbow here because we've got this lag in. So now we've got to solder this one up, just be mindful that that's going to catch fire if we're not careful. So I'm going to put the blow lamp that way and get this elbow soldered up, and then we can take that clip off, pull that lagging round and get the stabs out down there. So that's those hot and cold pipes in now, all lagged, got the hair fat lagging on them. We've brought it round and we've poked them out, hot on the left, cold on the right. So that is ready now, in position now, ready for when the kitchen goes in. But they've got to plaster all these walls and that next anyway, so that is in, ready, done. We've now got to move across. Now we've got the hot and colds brought across over here, we've got to move into the utility. So like I said, we've got the plastic in because of getting it through these joists and whatnot. I've got the hot heating pipes, I've poked them through there now. They've got to go up onto the main heating circuit at some point, but just to get them out of the way. And then here we've got the hot and colds. We've got to come across, we've got a utility sink going here, washing machine and whatnot going in here. I think I said earlier on I'm going to bring them down in this studding, so I've just chucked a bit of plastic over there. We'll tee it into the hot and colds here, drop that down there, and then we can stab out the 2 copper pipes to feed here. If I get a couple of tees now and get them cut into here, we can begin to get that on, and then we move in that way to cut onto the main circuits. Now we've brought the hot and cold across here, dropped it down in the stud work, so now just put a couple of clips there. I'm going to bring that out in copper, just stab it out the side of that stud work there, so that when we start to fit this in on the second fix, we've got the hot and cold feeds ready to go. So let's get some copper work made up and poke it out. Right, as you can see, floors in, things have moved on quite a bit over the weekend. Ceiling's gone up and we're pushing on in the kitchen now. And also, earlier on, I showed you that I was getting the pipes in for there. We've now got hot and colds coming down in that corner, ready to do the utility sink in here. Ceiling's all up here. We've got all the pipe work across and up into the ceiling above for the bathroom that we're then going to be starting on in the next video.